starting off this Skylanders vlogging episode with the typical UK weather right here as it rains, but fortunately enough I will be on a train in due time, so naturally there it's going to be much drier and warmer. But regardless, in the previous episode I told you that I'd be at Loughborough for the next one. Clearly, as you can see from the surroundings, that was a lie. And by a lie I mean something unexpected popped up, to where me, Luke and Flynn are going to be going on a little bit of a summer's holiday. It doesn't look much like summer right now, but hopefully by the time we reach Skeggy Vegas, the tides will have turned. Yep, that's right, we're going to Skeggy, but first things first, I actually need to go to this train station here to take a train all the way up to Loughborough and going to see Flynn outside for Sports Direct, mind you. So yes, we're definitely going to be conducting in that there activity here at Lincoln, because again, you know, normally I would be at Loughborough, but this was an unexpected trip that we took literally for a weekend before I was due to move back to Loughborough, mind you. But we're going to be in Loughborough this episode regardless, because as I said earlier, that's where I'm going to be meeting Flynn. So see you there. Flynn's looking cool for shades on back there. My thumb isn't very good at pointing. Anyways, until we're outside Sports Direct. You pumped for the movie then?
I put it on.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, hey, of course, you can't go wrong with it, but still, the movie, you pumped.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Nice, it's very good. I've seen it 4 times already, to no one's surprise. But yeah, let's get to it. I have some trunks to purchase up there, because it's kind of hard to go to the beach or go swimming without them. Ooh, floor patterns and bright shoes. Anyway, me and Flynn are just having a topic conversation around college and, you know, each of our futures.
Yep.
Yeah, so do you want to disclose any information about what you're planning to do next year?
Doing level 3 in either a full games course or games and a bit of media course.
Yeah, cool. That was a rather abrupt cut right there. So we are going to be picking up some snacks down the left over here. I just wanted to point out how glorious it is to see the Loughborough Market right here. Or at least of what remains of it on this Thursday evening. But yeah, I just wanted to say to Flynn that I did level 3 in games for the first year, and then for the second year of my BTEC I did a level 3 in media, film and TV, modules carried over. So the thing with Flynn is that I recommend him sticking straight to games, because he's a really great artist and he's really creative, so he'd take a path of concept art very well in my personal opinion. Grammar on the other hand, you know, that's not my strongest suit, is it? And that's okay, because grammar's overrated. But without further ado, let's continue on towards the cinema. What a wonderful view from out here. This on the other hand, not so much. Anyway, we're in Cinema 2 right now. You can hear the speakers already, so this is going to be glorious. Time for us to leave the glory that is Cineworld behind us. Anyway, Flynn, first of all, it's about time I acknowledge that shirt, because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Mandalorian, I got it for my birthday.
Nice. And also, would you mind your fucking language? There's no fucking need. But on that note, what do you think of the movie now it's done and dusted?
It was absolutely great, because I love suspense in a movie.
Yes, you know, had that in boatloads, could go as far to say. I personally love the film. It's not got the strongest script, but, you know, they kind of like draw attention away from that through the excellent editing and cuts that Krasinski makes even. Every scene has a purpose to it, and it just goes to show his directing style, because the film is just so unique and distinguishable. Yeah, that's the film side of me coming out, but regardless, how does it hold up to your last cinematic experience, which was of course Tenant? Last time I checked, there isn't a film called Ten. I just kind of misspoke.
And I was confused when I got used to it, because around the time I just finished playing Persona, and that game's complicated a bit. I can't even explain it to you, even if I tried.
Still though, how do the two films compare for you?
I enjoy Quiet Place 2 more.
I couldn't blame you, I like it more as well. But on that note, we are going to be heading up towards the bus station that way, so we're going to head over to Flynn's house. So let's get to it without further ado, and as I said earlier, leave this glory behind us. We had to leg in the end to get here, but we wound up timing it well, because as you can see, we're currently on the bus. We're outside this here station at the Sports Direct, can be seen right beside it, which is where we started off this vlog, so we've effectively drawn for full circle as we've looped around Loughborough right now. Oh, and off it goes.
If we're all think we would have missed it, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we ran to catch up with it then.
Yeah.
Seems as though Flynn has some Skylanders goodies hidden back here in his wardrobe. Here we are, just chilling up here in Flynn's room. He's just currently busy playing Final Fantasy VII. You know, it's got that one character from Super Smash Bros. In it, as you see before you. Very cool stuff. Speaking of cool stuff, there's also his Lucina desk plate up there. Yeah, I'm just going to leave Flynn to his concentration mode when it comes to his gaming. Everything might be dark right now, so it might not seem like morning, but believe me, it is. You can kind of tell from the bright, harsh light coming from just behind the blinds back there. Anyways, this basically means that me and Flynn have quite the journey today. We first up need to take a bus into Nottingham and then a train from there all the way up to Grantham, where we're going to be meeting Luke in the middle to head up to Skegness, directly from Grantham Station, mind you. Flynn right there is running off to the glory that is Cineworld to have a quick loo whilst we wait for the bus. It's an entire 18 minutes away, but I can't really moan much because we didn't actually need to take the bus down here, courtesy of Flynn's dad giving us a lift, so naturally all we need to do now is wait for number 9 to take us all the way up to Nottingham, where we're going to be taking another train, mind you, so today's definitely going to have this travelling attached to it, that's for sure. Also, Flynn has this fancy suitcase that I'm now looking after since, as I said earlier, he has gone to the loo and everything. Right now on camera we have the back of Flynn's head. I know it's a lot better looking than the rest of him. And he has no response. I'm not surprised, I wouldn't know what to say to that either.
I don't really know what to say on this bus. I don't really know what to say on the bus.
Yeah, we are on a bus. No, we are on a bus, a rather rocky one at that, and we're heading over to Nottingham all the same with all this glorious greenery besides us. So yeah, we'll see you at Niffin in the Ham, as me and Luke like to call it. Currently on a mighty bridge overlooking both the canal and the British waterways, which can only mean one thing. Me and Flynn have finally arrived here at Nottingham. Not going to be staying long though, because the train is in half an hour, but still. What do you think of this here view?
It's beautiful, lovely sea breeze.
Yeah, you get a nice breeze and you get to see the birds as well, as they, you know, flying by and everything. And I continue to get lost for words, apparently. Ooh, floor patterns, and of course Flynn's suitcase accompanied by his feet. It's making a nice rolling sound. Regardless, the station is right in front of us, so when I said that we weren't going to be spending long in Nottingham, I was not lying. So yeah, we're going to be taking a train from here down to Grantham, where we're going to be meeting up with Luke, mind you, so let's get to it. But man, the infrastructure on that is very impressive in terms of what's actually embedded upon it. As you can tell, we're currently at a train stopped right outside Nottingham, and this is a direct train to Skegness. It turns out it's only calling at Grantham rather than waiting at it, so rather than me and Flynn getting off at Grantham to wait on the platform for Luke, Luke is just instead going to go from the platform straight onto this train right here, so we're effectively meeting up at that point, you know, once the train reaches Grantham and Luke can jump onto it, mind you. Yeah, I'm sure he'll find us on the train just fine. It's only got 2 coaches to it. Regardless of all that though, to pass the time, me and Flynn are going to play some Smash Bros. And whilst we're doing that, I thought it would be fun to look back at what Luke has been doing at Grantham this entire time that me and Flynn have been making our way down here.
So it turns out to be bus doesn't actually go to the bus station, and I'm sorry for the wind as well, so I'm having to speak up a little bit here. So now what I'm going to do is head down to CEX to do a clip for Mr. the Fire, Ignite the Fire, and then we are going to have a walk around, see what's about, and then we'll be meeting the lads at the train station before we continue to Skegness. So yeah, let's continue. So in the shelving units, they literally have nothing worth seeing. It's all just phones are up there, DS's, Wii U, and there's literally no figurines in sight, which is actually very strange. I've never seen this before. I'll check the outside before I go. Again, there isn't really anything at all apart from cameras. There's a Game Boy though, which is kind of cool. Well, we found 1 figurine right there. 2, that's a record. That is practically it. So sorry, Ignite. There's really not another here apart from a PS5 controller, which I think you'll find cool. Okay, so managed to find the Poundland after a search, and the CEX. The map took me to the wrong location twice, but with Vimto in hand, because it's a very hot day currently, we are going to continue exploring around Grantham for, I'd say, another hour or so before the lads arrive, and then meet them at the train station. So yeah, let's continue exploring. Okay, so we have the main, what you would class as an intersection right here. Down there, of course, is the shops where I just came from, and Grantham so far has been primarily shops. The odd thing is that, as I said, I believe I said previously, is that the bus doesn't take you to the bus station. So I got off down a random warehouse street, luckily, which led me here, which is basically part of the town centre. There's a small shopping centre up that way, with a Morrison's and a few other shops. Then of course there's more shops lining other streets, but that's about it really. There's not too much here, but everything is quite close to each other, like the shops, train station and the bus station. So overall, my opinion on Grantham is that it's not a too bad place actually. I'm enjoying my time here so far. Had the best conversation with a lovely old lady on the bus, which made that journey great. So yeah, so far today is going amazingly. Okay, so far I've not seen this part of Grantham, but as I was saying, it's mostly shops here. I think it would make a nice day out, due to the fact that there's a lot to offer. But in terms of, you know, things to do, I'm not too sure what is around here, so I can't really comment on that fact. But it is nice to have a something kind of unique, a curved high street. You don't normally see curved high streets in English towns. So that is quite a unique feature, because high streets are normally straight, based on the Roman road system. But yeah, just kind of unique to see a curved high street with a lot of interesting old buildings. I'm guessing this is probably the centre-esque point area of Grantham. It is quite unique to have two roads going different ways in a centre. That's another unique thing I've noticed. But there's some really interesting old buildings around here, and I'm assuming further down that way and that way are more shops, so that's where I'm going to keep on going, because that way looks more like it leads to residential, and I don't want to go too far out as I have a train once the lads arrive. So of course, you know, it's a centre because there's street signs telling you where to go, such as the Cultural Charger and University Centre, and the train station, which is that way apparently, but I'll most likely follow that on the maps. And of course, here's a close-up of the statue. I think it might be war related, as there's no statue of a founding father or a rich military guy, which is kind of a common thing here. You'll most likely see people who were known in government during the Victoria era immortalised as statues, such as Winston Churchill, and other people who are now classed as racist. That's why England has a big thing going on right now, where people want to tear down the statues. I love it when the map takes you down random directions. Okay, first off, we're at the train station. Managed to get my tickets, but first of all, apart from these being £50 for free tickets, my card wasn't working. Thank God it worked in the cash machine. Otherwise we'd be having a lot more issues than just having to wait for the train. In terms of train, Ignite and Flynn are staying on the train, so I'm just going to have to get on and find them.
So no one's surprised, Flynn just beat with Joker. This is Joker we're talking about, and Flynn, the two in combination are Bruce, are they not?
Yes, they are.
Also, this guy just arrived here.
Yes, hello. And I'm going to grab my switch off.
I mean, that's the Grantham station right behind him. We can't really see much of it because his big head is in the way. How does it feel to have a big head? And on that note, Flynn was saying stuff. No, that was not picked up on camera, so never mind. Anyway, we will see you at CEX. I'm so used to saying that at this point, it's just I can't think in my mind. What I meant to say was Skegness. It does rhyme with CEX at least when I say it like that. So yeah, Monster Hunter Rise, but you know, he needs the appropriate games right here.
Yes.
This one.
I was playing on the way here.
With some nice neon Joy-Cons right there.
I met the nicest lady on the bus as well.
Awesome! You know who else met a nice guy the other day? Me!
Yes.
I just came off from a train station. I was walking up to where Flynn was at the Sports Direct, and this guy named Ron, he said to me that he has nice hair, and he opened up about something really shocking about his social anxieties, and I could totally relate to him. So he was an absolute legend. Shout out to Ron.
Yeah, this old lady, she was like talking to me about like history and like my ambitions from university, and I'm like, oh, this is actually.
I can't believe this.
Really
Good
cool.
people actually exist in the world. I mean, this guy right here on my Switch, he's not one of them, but they do exist all the same. Either way, see what's Skegness. We seem to have stopped in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's literally chickens right besides this stop. You can see the stop right there, and then there's the chickens. Anyway, my figure was not great at pointing, despite the fact that that is one of the sole purposes of chickens.
Fort Culvert.
Yeah, that would have been the stop's name. Anyway, Luke just won with Yoshi against Joker and Sonic by some miracle, and it was all thanks to the power of random. How does it feel?
RNG gods.
That is true, and how does it feel to win with Yoshi?
My first win today, so I'm happy, but winning with Yoshi is some achievement for me, but at the same time, I'm just like...
That's all he has to say. So boring.
I don't want to play that character again.
This guy. And he's only saying that because he hates it when I play with this character. It's the same reason why he never wants to pick up Diddy ever again.
Yeah.
Ooh, there are seashell patterns all along this right here, as well as Luke's gut just in frame. Anyway, Kincaid rule taunts aside, this is glorious! How pumped are we?
I know, we're on holiday.
Weekend for Skeggy. Last time I was here was, ironically enough, when Flynn came down.
And when I was also there, but we completely missed it.
Yeah, we were here on the same days and everything, and yet somehow we still wound up missing one another. How do you miss this guy in a crowd?
I know, like, look at me.
But with that being said, we cannot wait to dive into Skeggy further.
Oh no, we can't wait.
And forget calling it by his actual name, you know, Skegness is nowhere near as glorious as Skeggy or Skeg Vegas or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I know, people call it Skeg Vegas, I'm like, what?
Also, will you watch your fucking language? There's no need.
Oh my God.
This guy, honestly. No! The best shop on the entire planet is closed. No, God. Please, no. No. No! Putting all that aside, what are you most excited for with this holiday?
I get to bring my phone.
Oh my gosh, look at that! It's an actual phone with cameras on it and everything. Just look at that Google logo. It's a phone, an actual physical phone. Oh my God.
I guess you two count as well.
I mean, I was more excited about the phone personally, but yeah, I suppose you two are a bonus. Ah, bright light. Anyway, to stop for Gremlins here from fading away. Well, melting away more specifically. That back there was the corridor that we just came down to lead us down here to Luke's favourite fast food place, Burger King.
No.
Anyway, it turns out we're at an awkward angle where all the shops down here, and just about everywhere for that matter, are closed down, but the pubs haven't yet opened up. Yeah, we just had to choose that awkward hour to arrive here, didn't we? No other hour could we have chosen. Okay, see you then. I'll just wait here, watching the pigeons, I suppose. My friends have abandoned me. As my hair continues to blow into my
Beautiful face.
I was about to say eyes and mouth. Anyway, all of that put aside, this is not a good fish and chips. We're going to go to another fish and chips. After having just got a few first drinks, I have a water hole, a very nice interior, like I was saying. Yeah, it had spinny fangs. What was with me and my slurs today?
He's already drunk.
I'm not that drunk. Anyway, right here is the clock tower as well as the fish and chips we're going to. And that right there was not me being drunk, that was me with my usual stuttering. Luke's still having a, you know, absolute laugh, taking the piss out of me though. Stop taking the piss out of me, my stuttering! It's not that funny.
I stutter more than you.
Not today apparently.
Yeah, no, I've been actually speaking very clearly today.
Today is the curse. On one side of the camera we have this gloriousness. On the other side of the camera we have this. Some fish and chips right there, something that Luke has eagerly been anticipating.
Yes, I have.
So yeah, we're going to eat up that with a glorious food that you just saw before you. Ooh, post. Ooh, arcade. Can't help myself with fancy pull focuses now, can I? Anyway, as I pan this way, you first of all got to see the glory that is Flynn, as well as Luke making a clip of his own. This is Filmception at its finest. But anyway, this is the road in which we will be taking next, or more specifically the Pathley and Long Road, because straight upwards is the Tesco where we're going to be assembling snacks and games for us to play back at the caravan. How was your filming? Whilst I film, you talk about your filming.
I just filmed this and those over there because they brought back memories.
Excellent filming. How about my filming talking about your filming? What do you
Yes.
think of that filming?
That is stunning.
Excellent filming, I know. We came in here and got a bunch of complimentary snacks and stuff, like vintage cider, some tea, coffee and sugar, you know, alongside custard creams, and plenty of sweets to go around. It was glorious and very generous of the person who we're renting the van from. Yeah, this is our general living space. We have Mario, who just embarrassed me, but yeah, it's impressive that we even managed to get the Switch set up in the first place. I would ask these two questions right now, but they've, as you can tell, initiated concentration mode. Yeah, the caravan is indeed glorious.
Let's see if I get lucky.
Probably not.
Exactly.
This is Mario Party. It's here to, you know, savagely beat down with your luck. If you go left, you can land on the space that takes you to the key room.
Let's go. Goodbye.
Some very thrilling Mario Party gameplay for you.
Yeah, it's very thrilling.
And a very quiet fun as always.
Da-na-na.
So it's currently the next morning, as you're about to tell. It's nice and bright out there. Very, you know, sunny and warm, so I'm very much looking forward to that. It wouldn't be much of a holiday without any of those things now, would it? So I wait with it being the next morning, and me being in my pyjamas, I'm of course going to change that and get dressed, and then go ahead and wake up Flynn and Luke, so we can head down to Fantasy Island for the day. So yeah, very exciting day to look forward to for the next 24 hours, so let's get into it without further ado. So in self mode, this is all I was trying to show you, all of this awesome greenery right outside my bedroom window, and then on top of that there's also, next to my awesome lamp over here, my mask as well as my Series 2 igniter, because why would I leave home without it, right? Here's my boy after all.
As you can see, we have the lake in front of us, and today we're going into Ingle Mills for hopefully the Fantasy Island, and also for Market. Sorry, I have really bad hiccups right now. Oh my god, how dare you! But yes, first of all we need to get into Skeggy, and then we're going to go to Sports Direct for Ignite.
Beautiful shot.
Yes, it is a nice shot, and yeah, see you there.
So we took the bus and wound up being spat out right down here again outside the Skylanders station.
Wow.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
I just had to do the Incredibles reference, I couldn't help myself. We once again have all of these odd shaped bike locks, but when it comes to that corridor we saw the other day when it was nice and quiet at 6 o'clock, can't quite say the same for noon time around abouts. The Tower Cinema right there, that's a glorious looking cinema if I ever did see it, and it has advertisement for films I am pumped for. Not Furious 9, I was more so on about Luca more than anything. But with that, you know, being up here, definitely a great view, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah.
Even better now I see the back of your head, aka the best part of you.
I know, right?
Similar type situation with Flynn right here with my insults. I just have that amount of originality to me that I'm using the same insults over and over again. But hey, I suppose using repetition, it creates an effect. That effect being put emphasis on the fact that the back of your guys' head is the most glorious parts of either one of you. Anyway, there's the tower and the aquarium. Very cool. Imagine actually having to go through and make that display up there, but it's very impressive, so I admire it all the same. And then there's also a bit of a dismantled Bumblebee, it looks like, up there. You know, that guy, he's seen better days, that's for sure, and you can see more of him now thanks to my zooming in skill. You're welcome. Right over Luke's shoulder right there, you can see plenty of greenery in his awesomeness, and that's far more interesting than this guy right here, because he is being well boring.
As are you, mate?
He thinks he's funny, he's not. I get more entertainment and more laugh out of that awesome dog right there. Then again, it is a dog, so that by default makes it awesome.
From the top of the bus, and as you can see, cars are going by, and there's some kind of building over there.
Annoying.
Yeah, he was being very annoying.
I'm fine over this flash, you just can't see it.
And then the indents in his face. And then we have a caravan park over there next to the Finster.
You're being far too loud, you got quiet down there, mate.
and my hand got in shot. Woohoo! Yes.
Look at them rides from up here, such glory. Also, the back of Flynn's head once again. But yeah, they definitely go up high and they definitely got some speed to them. Now at Fantasy Island, Luke's just lining up with some fudge. Anyway, the market might not seem all that much, but once you look up, you've got coasters, a blue sky, and, well, even more coasters you can't go wrong with, really. Looks really cool in here, lots of bright lights, floated blimp type thingamabobs and dinosaurs to boot. You know, nice fantasy medieval type settings that me and Luke are both heavily fond of.
Yep.
Anyway, speaking of me and Luke, we're going to go on a coaster now and we're going to meet up with Flynn afterwards because he's getting some lunch along the way.
Awesome.
I think his lunch is just conversation with being scared about roller coaster. Just don't tell him I said that. Shh. Shh. This is a quiet place.
Okay.
That purple coaster is where we just were, and boy, it was epic with speed and loopy-loops. There was nothing to go wrong with, really.
We just came off the yellow white ride over there, and it was really intense, wasn't it? Yeah, so there was loop-de-loops, twists and turns, barrel rolls. Yes, you did. Yeah, the Odyssey, yep. It was really cool. I wasn't as a big of a fan of it because I hit my head, but apart from that,
corkscrews, loops, twists.
I didn't know. There was just one when it did the left corkscrew. That's the one I hated. The others were fine though. But yeah, let's get on to this ride. Burger and chips needed right now. So after going on the purple ride again, we're now going to be going on the Twister. Excited?
I think viewers want a 360.
A 360 spin.
There's a 360, you're welcome.
Nice.
This is the face of an excited man.
Yes.
Despite how bright it is right now, everything's closing up because we have just hit the 5 o'clock marker. This is what some of the UK looks like, am I right? Yeah. Anyway, this guy has pain written all over his face because we stupidly decided to go on the Twister, where basically momentum made us both crush into Luke. By us both, I mean me and Flynn. Sure, our weight isn't so bad, but the speed on the other hand, I'll let Luke explain it for himself.
Yeah, it just hurt just to be crushed against the side, as you can see by my arm.
Yeah.
But as I said, like I'm sorry for it because it's mostly my fault.
So here's the idea. For next time we have the idea on going on Twister, I have a better idea. We don't. With that being said and done, me and Flynn had an excellent conclusion to this day with the log flume, the perfect ride to end off on because with the fact that we got splashed, we got cooled down by the water and everything. Yeah, it's definitely been a blast of a day, so soak in this last shot you're going to get at Fantasy Island because this is the last time we're going to see it in this video. When I said that, you know, we're not going to be sending more Fantasy Island in this video, clearly I wasn't lying. Now we're back at Skeggy. With very loud cars in the background, misfiring by the sounds of it. Yep. It's like Luigi RNG all over again. Anyway, we're just going to go around all of the arcades and everything and just hang out here before getting an Indian back of the van.
Caravan, yeah.
I know, this is a good plan.
We know
I like this plan. I just came to the Pleasure Beach boardwalk right here. You can barely see it, the boardwalk I mean, but to the left, which you can also barely see ironically enough, is a cheeseburger which I came all the way here for. So yeah, I'm going to gobble that up and then go and see Flynn and Luke over in the arcade back there.
Gambling, I'm naughty. Okay, this is probably really loud, but this is the typical kind of arcade that you see in England. Everything ranging from ice hockey to the classic 2p machines. And there's also the classic claw grabbers with various different prizes.
And I'm back over here once again. I got my burger, walked up there to the arcade to meet these two fellas, and now I'm walking back all over again, you know, back and forth. It's good that I have these long and lanky legs to carry me all the way, mind you, as these guys, you know, slowly trek their way from how tired the events of today have made them. But in all honesty, given the heat, it's fair enough, the exhaustion. I mean, look at those arms. Those arms imply one thing, and that would be exhaustion. Yep. Nice fence right there with a cobweb as well for added detail, but what's behind the fence is something even greater for greenery that can be found within the Eugene Gardens. So, yes, that is indeed glorious in its finest incarnation, mind you. So that right there, as I zoom in, is none other than Thalumley, a rather interesting pub. It has a nice little play area to it around the back. That's why I'm so familiar with it, based on the childhood memories that I possess going there. Yeah, rather weird way of stating that, but you know what I'm like with my grammatical logic. Anyway, once again we have Flynn, the back of Flynn's head more specifically, as well as the Iceland where we're going to go get some snacks. And hopefully it'll be ice cold too. I mean, ice is part of the name, so that's for hope. So we actually wound up coming Morrison's rather than Iceland, but I came across these Walkers Hot Shot hot dog flavour. They remind me of a certain Skylander of the same name. Been accordance to Luke for flavours and all that good, so I'm just going to take his word for it. An advertisement for advertisements. What advertiseception right here. This right here is Southview, as Luke continues to struggle to take that off. Never mind, he struggles no more. But yeah, look at that. He has red tan marks and then just that where his band has been all day. That's hilarious if I've ever seen it. Anyway, I'm giving you guys a stop and shot for Southview just because this is the same resort that I was at when Flynn came down with us previously. So yeah, it's time for some flashback shots without further ado, in black and white and everything. Ooh. Here's the exciting part. I can draw this guy, or I can win. 200.
A swap.
That was 103. Do I swap? What the hell? What am I going to get? Conversation below 7 or 20. I'm quite confident in my box.
Time
So I'm not going to swap.
Let's go.
This is so intense.
Alright, what have you done?
What have you done? Jackpot it. You win. Flynn. Flynn, I think I won.
Yeah.
Something tells me I won. Jackpot, baby. So now I've just got to wait for these to keep on pouring out on me right here. Keep her going, keep her going. You know what's funny? I got the jackpot on this right after getting a jackpot on the best arcade machines. It's pretty precious. You know, an arcade is good when they have an air hockey machine. If they didn't have an air hockey machine, then the arcade is automatically bad. Oh, and then they also got Transformers, which is pretty cool. Honestly, probably have more fun with that machine than watching the films. Anyways, currently conducting post-tournament interview. So what do you think to the deal tournament? It was very intense.
Because Aaron got the jackpot. Oh my gosh.
I know, right? I risked everything. I could have drew you, or I could have gone big, and I gone big, and it paid off. It was like, wow.
Go big or go broke.
Basically, yeah. And I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. I just wanted to make the tournament have more of an intense feeling to it, like a true heart-stopper moment. And I think my heart naturally stopped for like 5 seconds when I actually won. Him too, he says. Anyway, now we're off to swimming. We're off to see the swimming, the wonderful swimming pool.
Yes.
That was brilliant. I don't care what you say, that was brilliant. Aw, hey there, little guys. Yeah, a duck's garden would be awesome, especially if they were based off these specific ducks, because these specific ducks are the awesome guys. Okay, those ducks have just been one-upped by these ducks. They have babies! How adorable is that? Oh, so I was a bit of soft boom all over again. Okay, so beforehand it was raining and miserable and cold, and so of course the moment we get back to the van, it starts to sunny up and become much warmer again. Typical that. But anyway, we came back mostly to charge my phone, but Flynn's awesome. While it's charging right here, that thing is awesome. Literally, what I just said. And Flynn finds Legend of Zelda. That was a very exciting Miss I Am. It was probably the most exciting Miss I Am I've ever heard. Anyway, you want to reveal anything about that Switch to you? It's brilliant. Well, yes, and it's also his. Because Flynn got a Switch for his birthday recently, which, oh, plot twist, the Switch which you saw decked up before was actually his. I suppose that also explains why he got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild beforehand, but still, it's twisty, all the same. Without further ado, we're going to do stuff which doesn't involve swimming, because we never actually got around to that, did we, Flynn?
No.
That was an absolute nuisance, that was, because what happened is that we went towards a wait list for an hour, but they didn't record our names because the person taking our names must have forgot to put us on the list. So when we returned after an hour of waiting, they put us on a priority wait list because we'd already waited an hour, and they was going to call us up next, but they never did. And it turns out that only a few moments later they decided to make the decision to where they were so busy and had so many people waiting that they was going to just completely get rid of the wait lists, wait for everyone to get out of the pool that was already in it and restart the wait list, which means there would have been a 2-3 hour wait, which me and Flip, we just couldn't deal with, and it broke our hearts.
Yeah.
That was very under-exaggerated, but still, it broke our hearts. So I just climbed all the way up this thing, but meanwhile Flynn is just being brought down there. Water, when it's falling like that, is actually pretty loud. There's some science behind it, I just can't be asked to actually think about it really. But yeah, this right here is the entrance to our little leisure park, as the Southview thing, sign thing even would of course suggest. So yeah, we walked all the way back here just to show off the entrance, but...
And we're advertising it.
Yeah, totally. This is not sponsored by the way, never mind, sponsored right now. The point is, we came all the way back here just because it's quite beautiful out here, but it's also quite windy. And plus, there's also a hotel up there, as you can tell from the writing alone. So here we are, final clip of the day, and as you can see, very, very dark out. Little lights help create luminescent enough so I can see all the same. And then over there is all of the classical pond stuff, but you can't really see it as much as you can hear it with the lack of light, as I said before. And then over there, there's also the hotel. Apologies for my voice right there, guys. It's a little sore right now. But yeah, I think this place is just as cool at night as it is at day, with all of the bright and lights and prettiness to it. So yeah, you can't really fault that, can you? A booyah. Smile! Oh, look at that, I actually got smiles. Now this is a cursed image all of a sudden. With that being said, as you can tell, we've clearly ordered some Indian and it looks delicious, so I'm going to hurry with this clip and bite on into it. Yeah, you want to be careful with said biting, considering it's still incredibly hot, which is nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came piping hot, which is always sign. Well, normally a sign of quality. So
sign of it being fresh. Yeah, this is one that we got recommended by the owner of a private caravan that we have around us. So. Yeah. And on top of all that, we also have Uno, not recommended to us by the owner of the caravan.
I still have my master plan, which I want to enact. So.
Yeah, but something that we all just agreed upon that we should play to relax, as we have been doing for the last few hours after an exhausting day.
Yeah, and sunburn.
So this clip is already too long. I want to hurry up and get to that Curry already. And he is right. He has Troy Baker.
I am the Crimson Avenger with silence.
Something he made up, which I wish was awesome because it's awesome. With that being said, I call you Troy Baker because you have sunburn. Sunburn's name for Skylanders, voiced by Troy Baker.
Now, goodbye.
Linkage. Can I just point out something awesome about these ducks? The gender is based around colour, so because these two have green feathers down their necks, they are male, but the female ones would have brown ones in their place.
It's usually because of mating. Usually some animals mate with colours.
Well, let it be known. So yeah, thanks for that, Flynn, and I'm sure those ducks are grateful for whoever left some bread behind for them.
I feel like we're going to have Final Fantasy 16 as well, because that trailer came out.
Don't you mean Final Fantasy 17.5 HD Deluxe Edition? Don't know why I said and a half, it's more like 17.7 at this point. But with all of those Final Fantasy versions aside, the only thing worse than Final Fantasy is Kingdom Hearts. So, in case you could tell already, it's a new day, a bright one at that, and it's just going to be one where we hang around Skeggy and have a bit more of a quiet, chillax day. That guy just caught up and came straight off frame. Anyway, I took a, little page out of Flynn's book and got some sunglasses, which you can now see Flynn actually reflected in. So, yes, we had a curry last night. How was it?
It was great.
Absolutely delicious. We all enjoyed it. So yeah, now I filled you in on that. You're welcome. From the top of this double-decker bus, you can actually see the train station. It's quite bizarre. Okay, so me and Flynn just got off the bus and we're ready for a really exciting time in Skeggy, you know, ready to chillax as I said it would be earlier. And unfortunately Luke ain't here, we weren't feeling too good, so we went back to the caravan in the end, didn't he? Yeah, he's gonna rest up, you know, we don't want him risking anything again, or sick than what he already is. We've been here an entire weekend and are still yet to check out the CEX. I think it's about time we changed that. So when it comes to CEX, they had no display. If they had Skylines at all, you'll see me scrolling through them now based on, you know, applying what Skegness's stock was when it comes to a Skylander search in CEX, mind you. So yeah, you've seen that along there, but for display, nothing to see in that regard. I love these are all so cute.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Now we're just proceeding to walk down roads that we haven't been down thus far. Might as well take advantage of being in the area and looking around the area now, right?
Yep.
This looks about right, you know, we're in the seemingly middle of nowhere, and yet as I proceed to pan over said nowhere, you know, what we find is that there's a bank either side of the street, because one bank is never enough. Here we have just a tree, but what's outside of the tree's focus is an absolute miracle. What has been conquered? Well, by very fear itself, the barber shop is closed. Let's frickin' go. We're back up here again, which means we've gone in a glorified circle pretty much, but that means that we now have the opportunity to walk all the way around here to the right. As Flynn just stays there chilling. I'm loving this pose of yours right now, you just itching your beard behind your mask like that. Yeah, I can see what Flynn is actually saying is this is the image of Waterfulness if anyone ever has seen it. I love pubs which, you know, repurpose barrels so that then they can make a table out of them. Anyway, that's basically all we have to offer up here, you know, road and floor-based patterns are our traditional icon of the UK over here. Okay, so the hun? What I meant to say was the sun. I just kind of combined honey and sun together for some strange reason. But regardless, the sun is creating some very harsh shadows right now. That's what happens when it's bright out with a huge lack of clouds to block out the sun with. But yeah, we're just heading down here for wondrous greenery to guide us, I suppose. So that road with a bank either side is back up there again, so it's going to be looped around, and I've came across this glorious site, or rather traditional UK one, mind you, with an English flag and several other colours to go alongside it at the Churchill's Free House. And as my friends, there's a lot of greenery. This would just so happen to be the Tower Gardens up close and personal. I may have called them the Eugene Gardens earlier, but that's because that was a bus stop on the Nottingham to Loughborough route, so yeah, I just kind of amalgamated the names together and confused myself because that's just how my brain works from time to time. Anyway, over here we have glorious shade, a great cool off from just how bright and warm the sun can get. We just hit bang on 1 o'clock and I want to check out this embassy theatre right here because the structure looks cool and it's very colourful with the sharp contrast colours between the pink and the white. But yeah, now that that's said and done and having been showed off, we are going to be heading in this general direction to head towards some bowling alleys. Well buddy, look at that. Anyway, we're going to slowly pan around to where it is that we're going to be going. It's right towards that massive bowling pin, showcasing that is where we can find 10-pin bowling at, so we will see you there all the same. Ooh, bowling shoes. It's currently the last turn. I failed with a 6 at the end, but I have 2 strikes, so it's going to save me if I wind up coming on top. Flynn just has to make 15, so if he gets a spare and then a 5, he's won. And with a technique like that, you can't afford it really. Oh, but it doesn't quite pay off. He's got a nasty split up there. So yeah, we're going to see what he does next. We've got all of our bowling balls lined up. And yeah, things are madness here at the 10-pin bowling. Absolute madness. Got plenty of greenery right there. By greenery, I mean green bowling balls, but also what I mean by that. So, let's see how it goes. Is the technique about to pay off? Close, but no cigar. Rather unfortunate that, which means basically those 2 strikes are the difference for me between victory and defeat. 97 to 89. They're spraying the sign up there so it wouldn't get too hot. Yeah, Flynn very lustily pointed that out. Anyway, let's just say that they're game of bowling where neither of us hit triple digits. Not a most professional game, but we're just going to pit that down to us not having played the game for very long. But I can assure you this much, I do a lot better on the Wii. And here we come to the beach. I'm glad that in the end we've managed to get some shots up here. It looks wonderful. So we've now found our spot of the beach. We've coined it, we own it now. And naturally speaking, I use some sand to weigh down my towel so the wind doesn't blow it away. But the most satisfying thing about the beach is the warm sand and being able to just have your bare feet sink into it, truly get the sand between your toes and just really dig in there. And then, once you've dug in, you can pop it straight back out again. Throw the sand up everywhere. With that being said, you know, this is our 360 degrees. We have just pure beauty all around us. And most of the view comes from, of course, the weather. We very rarely get weather as nice as this here in the UK. And of course, typically this is when the Euros start. You know, lots of people are going to be indoors missing all of this just for the sake of watching football with some air conditioning to boot. So I feel sorry for those people, again, missing all this 360 degree gloriousness. Kind of tempted to get something from that ice cream truck over there. Not gonna lie to all of you. All the way out to sea they have the wind turbines, and they're gonna be most powerful out there because wind is what carries the waves. So naturally, if there's been a lot of wind out there, they generate a lot of power, absorb everything in shot you see before you, because it's gonna be the last time you're gonna see it. And speaking of last time you're gonna see stuff, at least for this video, last time you're gonna get to see this little clock-based thing around here. And what's so great about it is that it points out locations of major cities and states around the world. Like over here, for example, we have Moscow being pointed the direction in which it is in perspective to that there statue. This is not the first time nor the last time you're going to be seeing this here Skegness interchange train station, because in 24 hours from now we're going to be accessing this to go on home. And rather than show you for 24 hours leading up to that, it's going to be rather dull and boring, so instead we're just going to cut straight to it. So I will see you in 24 hours from now.
24 hours later.
And just like that, we've cut to 24 hours later here at the station, where Luke is alongside us. Kind of going to be hard for him to return back to Lincoln if he's still back at the Skegness caravan this time around. Yep. But yeah, when me and Luke return to Lincoln, Luke's going to have some very wise purchases to conduct, shall we say.
Oh, yes.
But we're just going to keep that as a mere illusion for the moment being, as we instead move over to Flynn. This is where we're going to say goodbye to him this video. Yep. So how's the holiday been?
It's been fun.
That's great, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And we're hoping it's done good.
Yeah.
So now that we know that, you know, everything has gone over well and that we're pleased with the holiday, it's time for Flynn to head to the station back home. Let's get to it. Fun fact, behind us is the train station right now, where Flynn's going to be getting on a train. And by train, I mean bus, because it's not on train house unfortunately. But what matters is that he's getting there some form or another.
Yep, he would definitely get back eventually. Whilst us two, we have to get 2 buses to get back to Lincoln.
As Luke said, we're going to be waiting for one right here. And as for a noise you heard in the background of the previous clip, that right there was a bus, to no one's surprise. I mean, what other noise, what other thing even makes a noise like a bus other than, well,
a motorbike.
A bus, I was about to say, but you know, motorbike totally also works, 100%. That hint of sarcasm, no shadow of doubt. We're now on the top of a double-decker bus, and given the motorcycle comment, I thought this guy was pretty dumb, but he said something even dumber when he was approaching onto the bus, because it turns out even, we perfectly timed this, the bus arrived shortly after we got to the interchange station. But then, you know, that meant that Luke said to me that he could fresh mix Smash Bros even earlier. That ain't happening.
Oh yeah.
Dumbest thing he said all day, you wouldn't believe it. You know, I don't think it could get worse than the motorcycle comment even. And I'm going to keep bringing that up, you're not going to live it down. This is us having just currently stopped off at Horncastle, the stop between Skegness and Lincoln, as we get a few snacks to hit the road with. It's one of 4 sausage rolls we bought from the bakery right over there, as you can tell thanks to my zooming in scale. We've got a little while to wait before the bus arrives, so we're taking a stroll through Horncastle, and this is one of the sites that we came across, a nice slightly flowing stream which follows through under the bridge, of course, to the bridge on the other side. It's quite literally called that, this here cafe. Very coincidental. Anyway, in front of us we have Luke once again, as well as just this pathway that we haven't even walking down. To the left is where the bakery was beforehand. Luke has advanced quite a good bit, but I just wanted to film here because this area looks rather spooky and abandoned. Very rather centre-esque area right now, but there is one unfortunate thing for poor old Luke over here, and that's that his burns are getting burns. It's burnception and everything. You know, your skin's seen better days and everything. Ooh, church. I mean, I don't know much else to say about it besides the fact that, hey, there's a cartoon here, even though that has nothing to do with said church right there. That church was the last shot you're going to see of, what was the place called again?
Horncastle.
This is professionalism for you. Anyway, we're going to walk and talk at the same time because that's totally dope. Regardless of all this, we're going to head back to our dorms to just quickly put away our stuff so we don't need to walk around with it much longer.
Yep, and then we're going to be doing some shopping.
Well,
Quite
more
a
specifically, Luke's going to be doing some shopping.
Yes, some expensive shopping.
But yeah, we were just walking away from the bus stop right now because we're here at Lincoln and done with our final bus of the day.
Finally.
Such glory!
Yes.
He's panting, he's peeving, and he's going to blow the whole place down. Anyway, right behind Luke is actually the train tracks, but you know, we're not considering ourselves with that. I think we've done enough travelling for one day.
Oh, we've done way too much today.
So clearly, you know, for the most part, all of our stuff is back up in our dorms. So
Yeah,
now it's time to go shopping, start off with Smiths and a massive truck making loads of noise, just for good measure.
Woohoo.
So yeah, we will see you at Smiths all the same. Again, our first stop that will be. Grammatical sense being made, it will not, on the other hand.
Da, da, da.
This section right here is a PlayStation 4 owner's dream. It's a shame that you don't own a PlayStation 4 yet. But what's he doing with that? What a waste of a purchase if you don't have the console. That drink might as well be a miracle tonic.
Yeah.
You know you have a glorious mind when, just like me, you know how grand this here shot is. Is as they say, great minds think alike, which therefore means that all of the greatest minds would see the artistic flair of this here shot. Without a hint of sarcasm or shadow of doubt.
Hello.
Man, that shot was a little less glorious, I must admit. Construction work going on over there. Anyway, it's time for me to push this button so we can be safe along the roundabout, which is going to be leading us towards that sculpture celebrating Lincoln's past as the birthplace of the tank. So yeah, it's time to head in that glorious direction. And there goes the green man. So safely crossing we shall be, with some shadows for good measure. And greenery too, you can't go much wrong with that. Hitman's wife's bodyguard. Little too many plurals for my liking when it comes to the title of that. Anyway, we now have a bridge notorious for having locks all over it for some strange reason, as well as, you know, plenty of water to go around. What are you oohing about?
Water.
Okay, decent response for a decent question, I guess. I really have asked for much more. As well as cobwebs apparently, which are out of focus just because this is 100% intentional for lack of focus on cobwebs, is what I mean by that. As well as lily pads over there, they look glorious, especially when I zoom in on them. We finally made it here with all the glorious floor patterns and everything, but regardless, that basically just means that the CX is a journey straight up, not too far to go, my friend. Ooh, we have ourselves the train line which we're about to cross right over as we reminisce about memories, because this right here is where we took our first shot when we were at Lincoln for our open day back in November of last year. Well, it wasn't even last year, it was the year before that.
Yep.
2019, when COVID wasn't even a speck on anyone's mind. And now I've been demonetized, and that's actually a problem because this is the first time where I have knowledge of my monetization and the fact it can be taken away from me even. You know, YouTube gave me this power, they can just so easily take it away. Jinx!
Yep.
We know our movies. Anyway, let's continue heading up straight. Nice, glorious, colourful artwork as always. Anyway, we're now talking over this guy's sausage roll obsession. That is true, he also has an Oasis obsession. What would happen if we were to combine Oasis and sausage roll into one?
That would be weird.
It would be weird. I think in the process of doing that, we'd ruin them both.
We would.
Anyway, with that being said, we are surely approaching CX long last. It's going to be glorious, and so much so, in fact, that I'm celebrating it with a zoom in upon that glorious archway right now. And just like that, we're here at CX, which basically means that the next shot is going to be the last one of this particular episode of Skylanders vlogging. For the Skylanders section here at CX Lincoln, they seem to have only Kingpin. So previously you saw a Golden Queen alongside him, so it seems as though Kingpin has lost his Golden Queen companion. Rather unfortunate that. But hey, it's better than nothing. We just walked outside of CX with a bag! How glorious is that bag? It looks so cool. It's red, it's white,
Yeah.
very sharp and colour contrasting.
Yeah.
I love me a good bag, and that just takes good bags to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Nothing else in there, you know, nothing of note whatsoever.
No, there's nothing.
Yeah, us, well, by us I mean Luke getting a PS5 was all just a hoax.
Very true.
And him getting GTA 5 and PS4, still don't understand why he did that.
I know, right?
Despite not even owning the console.
I know.
Also pigeons.
Yeah.
We're just kidding, of course. He definitely got himself a PS4.
Yep, I did. A PS4 Slim with a God of War and GTA 5.
And you can tell even more so when I insert the photo that he's going to post on Instagram into the edit later on.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a photo later.
Yeah, and the best thing about that photo is that it's now covering up Luke's ugly mug, so you have, you know, my editing skills to thank for that.
Yes, he's because Mr. the Planet is very skilled at what he does.
That is true, sure, as I never said. Anyway, it's time for me to conclude this episode without further ado. The Dutch Tilt for Effects and everything is all coming to an end. And next episode, I will be Senior in Loughborough. Now, with that all being said and done, this video is coming to an end. But before that happens, I first want to thank all my Blazing Knights of Scotland Dragons whose support allow me to continue pumping out quality videos like this one. Without them, this all wouldn't be possible. Therefore, I genuinely appreciate every last one of you from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, I have others you can watch by clicking on screen now, and you can even subscribe by pressing the button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one, but until that moment arises, peace!